Hi y'all! Welcome to the next episode of the Passport Project Read Aloud. I'm Kellie McIntyre, author of the Passport Project. Today we'll be heading from Iceland to London in the United Kingdom. And I'll be reading a selection from Chapter 9, Hunting for HARRYS. Riley, 12. Today we're going to a real castle, the Tower of London. This should be way more fun than a museum. The Tower of London is almost 1,000 years old and isn't a regular old castle. It's been a prison, a zoo, and lots of people have been executed here. Most of them had their head chopped off. I hope it isn't haunted. Hello, young ladies. A tour guide in a fancy costume tips his cake-sized hat at us. Welcome to the Tower of London. May I help you with anything? Thank you, Dad says, then strikes up a 30-minute conversation with the man. It turns out that he's no tour guide. He's a palace guard called a beefeater. And the fancy costume, it's actually a uniform that is sewn with gold thread and costs over $9,000. Back in the olden days, they used to get paid in beef. Now it's a big deal to get to be a beefeater. To qualify, you must serve at least 22 years in the British military and have medals for long service and good conduct. Let's check out the torture devices in the bloody tower, Delaney says. Ooh, no, that's scary. I want to see the $32 billion of jewels. Are you sure? I heard Anne Boleyn's headless ghost haunts the crown jewels. No, it doesn't, I say, hoping she's just trying to scare me. We spend the entire morning exploring the Tower of London. When we leave the medieval castle, we start walking. We have no plans for the afternoon. I glance at my watch. My friends are just waking up for middle school, and I haven't finished another day of world school. I was wrong about Europe. It's not boring at all. Riley, look, Delaney points ahead. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Let's go. We fast walk run all the way to the Millennium Bridge. I didn't know it was a real bridge. I thought it was just a movie set. What is it? Mom asks when they catch up. It's the bridge the Death Eaters destroyed in the Half-Blood Prince, Delaney squeals. Delaney, 14. Riley and I have been Harry Potter fangirls for as long as I can remember. We've read the books, watched the movies, had the birthday party, and taken the quizzes. I'm a Hufflepuff, and she's a Ravenclaw. Years ago, our library hosted a Harry Potter event. I dressed as Lena Lovegood, and Riley dressed as Hermione. We drank butterbeer, made crafts, and competed in Harry Potter contests in the library turned Hogwarts. Even though my parents don't like theme parks, we convinced them to take us to Universal Studios in Orlando when the Wizarding World of Harry Potter opened. I imagined I attended Hogwarts and that Diagon Alley and the rest of Wizarding World were real. It's the one place teenagers and some adults can play make-believe without shame. Riley wore her Hogwarts robe, scarf, and goggles the entire time. She swore she wasn't hot, even as sweat poured down her bright red face. We spent one summer creating elaborate wands out of craft paper, caulk, and paint. Our collection rivaled the ones from the Universal Studios gift shop. While we were at camp, Mom transformed Riley's bedroom with Dumbledore wall quotes, candlesticks, and flickering flame antique lamps. To say that I'm excited about the Warner Brothers studio tour is the understatement of the century. Our day at the studio begins exactly where it should. King's Cross Station, platform 9 3/4. I run and push the trolley into the brick wall. Dad waves goodbye while Mom takes my picture. The trolley and I magically disappear through the wall, and I land in the train headed for Hogwarts. Well, not exactly. In my imagination, it works that way. I do have pictures of me pushing the trolley through the wall at platform 9 3/4, But after the photo op, you have to get on a real train to make the journey. My heart races when we reach the studio entrance. Not from anxiety for once, but from anticipation. I cannot believe I am actually here, seeing the sets, costumes, and props from my childhood fantasies. Goosebumps pop up on my arms and legs when I enter the Great Hall. How many hours of my life have I spent imagining myself seated in the Great Hall as one of the wizards in training? My muggle, non-wizard parents move quickly through the sets, but not me. This is the only place in the world that could convince me to miss 8th grade. I intend to savor every second. Aren't you glad I pitched a fit so we could come here? I'm smiling so much it hurts. Yes! Obliviate! Iceland locker room! Riley uses her arm as an imaginary wand to cast the memory erasing spell. Nothing will erase that, I say. I imagine eating dinner with the Weasleys at the plaid tablecloth-covered table in the Burrow, and seeing Godric's Hollow, where Harry's parents were killed, makes me sad. The details of every little thing are mind-blowing. I know it's all make-believe, but there is one wizard who is real, J.K. Rowling. Only a wizard can write an 870-page book, Order of the Phoenix, that kids beg to read. That is magic. As we're leaving, I see my solution to this ridiculous global field trip, the Flying Ford Anglia. The light blue flying car is invisible to muggles. Quick, Riley, get in! We jump into the car. I cannot believe I am actually sitting in the Flying Ford Anglia. If only its flying magic were real. Now that I've checked off my bucket list dream, I would engage the invisibility device, ditch my family, and fly home. This week in London has been even better than I imagined. But now I have over 4 months to go before I get to be a normal 8th grader. The daily countdown app on my iPad is still in the triple digits. How did I let them talk me into this? Passport lesson number 2. While all travel transforms, the most life-changing transformation happens when you're farthest from your bubble. Our discussion question for this chapter is, adults keep telling the sisters that they are learning more by traveling than sitting in a classroom. Do you agree or disagree with this statement? Why or why not? Please let me know in the comments. That's all for this episode of the Passport Project Read Aloud. I hope you'll join me for the next episode in Italy. Until then, dream big and travel far.